Take a look at this, drivers. We've got a Nitro car to check out. It is the HPI WR8 four-wheel drive rally car, and it's got the G3.0 pull start engine in it, which means we're gonna hear some brap action. It's gonna be so cool. Can't wait to rip on the throttle, but first we gotta check out the details. Take a look at that livery, probably one of the most recognizable in the automotive industry. This is the Richard Burns Subaru Impreza WRC 2001 car, and this thing just looks so cool. I loved it when HPI came out with it years ago, and I'm really excited to see it here again available to us. This is the Nitro version of the car. They actually have an electric version as well. It's 8th scale in size, and again, four-wheel drive. It's shaft driven. It's just gonna be so cool to tear up dirt with, just like a real rally car. Now let's take a closer look at the body. Obviously they got the lines of the Subaru down really well in Lexan form. All the decal work here is really well done. Just a couple little spots where I'm gonna have to hit it with the heat gun, push it back down before I go out, but all the decals are really well applied. Love the finish. The blue is just spot on. What's really cool is it's already cut out in the windshield area, so you can go and access the fuel tank, let some airflow into the engine area, and then let me spin it around here so you guys can see the exhaust port. There it is. The exhaust spits out of the side on this thing. Check out those wheels and tires, OZ style wheels, I believe, and then we've got your rally style tread on this. No name brand. They got all the licensed manufacturer decals all over this thing. There's the Burns Reed name badges on the side. Let me spin it around back so you can see the Subaru tail lights, the spoiler. Just an awesome looking body. I don't even want to run it, but we are going to rip on this thing, I promise you that. 4 body clips to hold it on, and then you see the WR8 chassis. And it's a shaft-driven chassis, very close to 8 scale in size, and we've got your usual drivetrain layout, center diff, front diff, rear diff, and I believe they are oil-filled from the factory. I don't believe they're greased, don't quote me on that. We've got disc brakes in the center, and you could actually control the bias of the brakes. You have more front braking if you want to, more rear braking to kick it out, and that's all through adjustments of the rods here. All the gearing throughout is steel gear, of course. The cases on the differentials are composite. Dog bones in the center, dog bones in the rear, and then dog bones in the front, if I remember correctly. I had this apart before, and yes, that is the case. They are dog bones up front, steel out drives, just your drivetrain that is built up to handle a Nitro engine. And might as well kind of get into the engine now. We've got a clutch on the front of the engine here, so that's what allows this car to freewheel. If you're not into Nitro, you don't know what it's all about. There's a clutch down here under the clutch bell. There's your flywheel, and then you got your HPI G3.0 engine. It's a 2.95 cc engine, and as you can see, we got this tune pipe on the side, which is a little bit more like a muffler, but it does have a tune pipe action, gets you a little bit more power out of this thing. Your heatsink cooling head, there's your pull starter out back, air intake or air filter I should say, and then you've got your needle valve so you could adjust your mixtures. This is your high needle. Your idle stop is down here below, and let's see if they've got a low speed needle valve on here. Yes they do, right here on the slide carb. Very cool stuff. Now let's get into the suspension on this. So we, of course, got independent suspension, C-hub style suspension up front, your usual H-arms. We've got composite oil-filled shocks with these neat red springs on there, aluminum shock towers, and we'll spin it around to the rear. Same thing out back. Got your H-arms, you got your carriers, and fixed links up top. But what is really cool, they do include sway bars from the factory. Really like that. A little bit of tuning option available there. We do have aluminum plates to capture the hinge pins up front and in the rear. Again, really good looking suspension. Now onto the chassis of this thing. We've got an aluminum plate chassis, really nice. When we're ripping on this thing in the dirt, it doesn't get all eaten up like a plastic chassis would. That metal chassis is really nice to see. And then we've got a brace plate plate up front. It's composite, but that should work just fine. I mean, it's more of an on-road type of vehicle, going through dirt parking lots and stuff. Your basic chassis bracing, front and rear. Here's your radio tray, which has your steering servo up to your steering bell cranks. Just show you those really quick. And then you've got your throttle servo here, and then the radio box. Inside the radio box, let me just see if I can pull this apart. Single body clip to access it. It houses your receiver and a 4-cell battery holder. So you put AA's in here. Not too big of a fan of these. If you do decide to use this, when you put your AA's in, wrap some electrical tape around there so the batteries don't pop out in a crash, and maybe even run a zip tie through the connector so that doesn't pop back out. But I'll just put that aside because I think I'm just going to run a rechargeable pack. So it gives the servos maximum voltage, and I don't have to worry about any AA batteries popping out. All right, let's see what else we have to talk about on this thing. I think I've covered it all. I mean, we got this really nice foam front bumper, so it will protect the front end from any damage, keep the front of that body stable. There is your fuel tank, and I forgot the size off the top of my head, so I will overlay some text to let you know how big that is. It's been a while since I've driven one of these. They are so much fun. Now, let me show you what else comes in the box. There's the box art back there. It does come with the TF41 radio system. You got your instruction manual. Definitely read through that if you've never driven a Nitro vehicle before. Got a little bag with, it looks like some shock preload clips, an extra toe plate, I believe, some servo adapters. There is AA batteries, some basic tools, some decals and stuff. And now you know what time it is. It's time to go fire this thing up. So I'm actually going to show you my first pull on the pull starter with this thing, see if we can get fired up in just a few pulls, and then we'll take it for a rip. All right, guys, I should probably do a quick tutorial on how to start a Nitro car, what you're going to need. So obviously you're going to need some new fuel. Make sure it is fresh from the hobby shop, nothing that has been sitting around. Obviously you're going to need a glow igniter as well. You should have a tuning screwdriver, and when you fire up your engine for the first time, have a heat gun. Preheat your engine before you try to get it started. This will expand all the metals, make starting it a whole lot easier, and less damage on your engine as well. All right, let's get the thing fired up. All right, once you get some heat into the engine, you're gonna wanna cover the tune pipe, give it a few pulls on the pull start. You're gonna watch the fuel come up through the fuel tubing. And once you see it hit the carb, just give it a few more pulls. There you go, kind of feel it click, and then put your glow igniter on. See if this thing fires up. So the WR8 has been an absolute blast in the dirt. The sound and smell of nitro is just so cool, but now it's time to see how fast this thing goes. All right, everyone, here we go. Road check. Send it down. That's probably enough. Road check, we're good. Yeah. That thing's on the pipe now. Woohoo! Nice. Drops right back down to a nice idle. Listen to that thing sing. Look at that. Awesome. All right, let's see how fast this thing went. Stop. Read. 35 miles an hour. Let's try to lean it out just a tad. I think it's right on it. Just reach in here. I'm just gonna give it like an hour, maybe 2 hours. There we go. Road check, we're good. Send it back down. I love that sound. All right, we'll do a road check. We're good. Here we go again. Oh yeah. We got some more speed, I think. Love it. Yeah, look at that thing dropping the nose right down to a smooth idle again. So good. All right, we'll stop it. Read. 40 miles an hour that time. I'm not gonna push it anymore because I could just hear it. It was cutting out just a tad on top, so I think it's on point right now. I'll back it out about an hour on the high end. But this thing is money. Love it. Getting back behind the wheel of a nitro car was absolutely awesome. It's been way too long. I really enjoyed tuning a nitro engine, squeezing that last little bit of power out of it, watching the smoke pour out of the side as this thing just rockets by you on the straightaway. It's so cool, and this car is a lot of fun. I mean, in that dirt parking lot, I was blasting it through the corners, watching dirt fly off the back, smoke pouring out the side, just rocketing back and forth. Just a really, really cool experience. And this thing put up with a lot because I was cranking on the needles, just trying to squeeze all the power out of this thing, and it just kept on running. I think HPI has a great engine here. If you're looking to get into nitro, I would say this is a car to definitely check out. I think this engine will be good for learning how to tune. It seems to be, you know, reliable as far as getting back started again. I was able to get it started every time. A couple times when it was hot, I'd have to wait a little bit for it to cool down. I mean, I was really cranking on that high-end needle trying to get some power out of it. But as you can see, this thing is fast. We hit 40 miles an hour out of it. It actually died on my tailgate there when the fuel ran out. So that wasn't a problem with the engine. It stays running pretty much every time I ran it. It's a good car. The steering on it is fine. You know, again, power sliding through corners, just awesome with this thing. You can go ahead and jump it. I was hitting that dirt mountain trying to get some air with it. You know, you can't go with those really steep face jumps. You have to go like with a rally jump, which is a longer, smooth face to the jump, and it will just kind of rock it off. And I think this thing will definitely handle some small jumps and stuff. But I mean, the WR8 was fun in the past. And again, I mean, I just had a blast at this thing. It's really cool. You know, my only tips for you is take your time. If you're getting into a nitro car, take your time to learn tuning an engine. Always keep everything on the rich side. The only time that's going to bite you is if you flood the engine, and that's when you can't pull the pull start anymore. As soon as you see that, stop, take the glow plug out, clear out the engine, and put the glow plug back in after you pull start a couple of times, and then go back to starting up the engine again. But I got this thing pretty hot, and I just waited for it to cool down and was able to refire it without an issue. So it seems to be pretty durable. So let me know what you think about the WR8 in the comments section below. I will have links in the video description for you. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell. Throw the video a like, and we'll see you back soon for some more RC Driver videos.